as potential witnesses in this case. Let's bring in our think tank. Joining us tonight in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Al Wunsch III. Also joining us in Stamford, Connecticut, criminal defense attorney Darnell Crossland, riding that winning streak. And in Columbia, South Carolina, criminal defense attorney and lawyer Lori, or is it lawyer Lori?
Lawyer Lori.
Lawyer Lori, right? Because lawyer is too easy to say. On TikTok, Lori Murray is with us. Great to see everyone tonight. All right,
Thanks.
Al, let's start here with the parents, Donna and Harvey. All along I've been saying, how much does Donna love Charlie? How much does Donna love Charlie? Will she fall on the sword for him at his trial and say, I did it, I did it? That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So does Charlie, as part of his defense, point the finger at any other member of his family? Do they raise the possibility that somebody else did it, but not Charlie?
Yeah, that's the old plan B. You got to go with the plan B. I mean, in that type of a situation, especially with the fact that you've got 3 people already convicted of this heinous crime, and you've got a lot of fingers you can point. You got a lot of people you can point at, and you got a lot of people you can accuse.
Well, do you agree with me, Al? I believe that there's no way the jury doesn't believe that this hit was ordered by someone connected to the Adelson family, right? I can't imagine this scenario. There's no reason for Katherine Magbanua to take out Professor Dan Markel. I mean, there's no connection there, right? Unless what?
I mean, you know, unless she was trying to,
She's a
unless she was trying to impress the family.
Florida.
Well, but Vinny, she's looking at, you know, maybe getting involved with the family and getting a large inheritance or something along those lines. If she ends up marrying the dentist, or well, I mean, like, there's so many weird things.
Wait, she marries Charlie, who's already got money. So you're saying it's like a dowry? Her dowry to be a part of the Adelson family was to whack the brother-in-law?
There has been weirder circumstances on this show than that. Okay, weirder than that. And there's no reason why she can't, you know, why they can't throw that out there. I mean, she obviously has no credibility. So why not? Say, listen, this is what she was trying to do. She would have done anything for me to get me to fall in love with her or stay in love with her, marry her, whatever this is, take her away from all of this.
So to make Charlie, the Ferrari driving dentist, to fall in love with the shot girl from the club, Katherine Magbanua, there they are together, the couple, she's gonna make sure that the father of her children, along with his Latin King gang member friend, drive up to Tallahassee to take out her potential sister-in-law's ex-husband. Darnell, do you like that argument?
Someday, my prince will come.
Go ahead, Darnell.
I'm just afraid of what date night looks like at Al's house, if that's what he's thinking is going to happen. So, no, I do not like that theory at all. And I agree with you 100%. The Adelsons are behind it. It's always...
Okay, let me stop you there, Darnell. Okay, so you, like I, believe that, and I believe the jury's going to think that, based upon the evidence, that nobody else in the world would have has a beef with Professor Dan Markel, especially someone in South Florida, to send down these South Florida residents 400 miles north. So how can Charlie's attorneys somehow, how do they make this argument? What do they do to try to make the jury think that, well, maybe it's Wendy, maybe it's Donna, maybe it's Harvey, but it's not Charlie?
Well, the first one, so typically you do the follow the money thing, right? But this is a custody battle. So you know,
the money goes to Katherine Magbanua. Donna is writing some of those checks.
Yeah, I would agree. So typically, you know, you kind of follow that, but in this particular case, the motive has to be one. Well, the way you present the motive, if I was a prosecutor, is we know that there's a custody battle between these 2 people, and the link here is the brother, the dentist. And we leave it up to you guys to figure out which one of them is involved. But they don't have to carry the burden of pointing them out. You just put it out there that this could not have happened but for the motivation behind this family and this custody battle, and you make the link between her and the rest of them. I don't think you have to pinpoint.
Okay, Lori, do you think there's any way that this jury, looking at this family, will say, we don't know which one of the Adelsons or which combination of Adelsons necessarily planned this hit, so we're going to find reasonable doubt? Or do you think they sweep them all up in the same sort of place? Because to me, it's very complicated because it's family, right? It's tough for me to think that Charlie would point the finger at his mother or his sister, but I don't know. What do you think happens here, Lori?
Well, I mean, I think it depends on how good the defense is, and I think it's funny that you find it hard to think that he would point the finger at the family members, but he would commit murder of the
his family.
brother-in-law.
See, the motive is that he loves his sister so much, and loves the kids so much that he'll do anything to make his sister happy and his mother happy to have the kids down in South Florida, because Wendy Adelson was losing in court. In court. Those kids were not going to be separated from their loving father,
No.
Dan.
I agree with you. And I think this is exactly why we have, the ability to separate trials. This is why they're not all being tried at one time, because
the other Adelsons aren't even charged, so nothing's happened with them.
Exactly. But they have the ability to investigate them, and they were going to plead the fifth for a reason. So they definitely have something that is out there, in my opinion. So you have the ability to separate the trials, to sever them, and to point the finger at the rest of the family. I don't think they'd have hard feelings because they can all do that. It's the same thing with the Y&W Melly case. Those two defendants are both, right in the crime scene. Like, I know that there's a lot more evidence on Charles here, but you can point the finger at the rest of the family, then the rest of the family can come back and point the finger at you, and then nobody knows who did it. Everybody's confused. But the problem here is that he has the woman who has the connection. He has the shot girl, and she's the one
he's sleeping
with the
with
connection
her.
To the killer.
He's sleeping with her.
Yeah.
Her pictures are together. Al, do you think he testifies?
I've got to wait. That's a last-minute decision. That's a last-minute decision. Got to see how the case is going in for the prosecution.
Any
before you
chance
make
that if he
decision.
testifies, he says, my mom did it. My mother and my sister, they did it, then they told me about it, and I didn't know what to do, and that's why I'm making all these crazy statements on these recordings. Do you think he does that?
No, I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would do that at all. I mean, it just doesn't really make sense that the mother would be behind something like this, and I don't think you blame your mother for that kind of a thing, and I don't think if you did,
Donna
she'd never get over it.
hated the professor. She was gonna, yes, she picked him out on J-Date initially, but she wanted those grandchildren down in South Florida, and Dan was a professor in Tallahassee. He wasn't leaving, he was winning. Things were getting nasty with this family. She was even, this is how far she was gonna take it, because Dan Markel is Jewish. The Adelsons, they're Jewish as well. The children were being raised Jewish. And she was gonna threaten to tell Dan that they were sending the kids to a Christian school. Like, this is how crazy and bitter and petty this battle and what Don is alleged to have done in this family law case. So I don't think it's out of the world to think that someone could point the finger at her.
Well, it's a far stretch from Christian school to murder. I mean, come on, let's be realistic here. So I'm going to go to.
Well,
I'm gonna send the kids
somebody
to Don
ordered the
Bosco,
hit.
and I'm going to kill them.
Somebody ordered the hit.
Right, and as I said before, someday my prince will come.
Okay.
And that's what the shot girl thought. She was going to be able to get into the family and move it on up.
All right.
Funny thing there. My mom's senior quote in high school was, "Someday my prince will come. Wish he'd hurry up, the bum." And I think that might be true in this case. He might be the bum.
They're with us the whole hour. Al Wunsch, Darnell Crossland, Lori Murray. Up next, folks. New body cam video in the case of momfluencer Ruby Frankie, who is now accused of abusing her own children who starred in her videos.